This is interesting. PFF, the best pick at every spot since 2015, so they're going back one decade. First overall pick, the best one since 2015, they go Myles Garrett, 2017. The debate came down to Myles Garrett and Joe Burrow. Burrow could have the edge as a successful quarterback, but Garrett is working on 5 straight years of elite PFF grades, with his best yet coming in 2023 alongside a historically high pass rush win rate. Pick number 29, they go with David Njoku, 2017. The rest of the pool included players such as Isaiah Wilson, Taven Bryant, and Robert Ndike. Njoku earned receiving grade above 70 in each of his last 3 seasons, recorded career highs in yards and touchdowns in 2023. And if you remember, they traded back in to draft Njoku to the bottom of that first round. So, again, that was a good move, 2017. Same draft. Njoku and Myles Garrett were the same draft, 2017.
Well, Myles, look, I mean, it's a Hall of Fame career. That is where Myles Garrett is headed. There is no mistake about it. He will go down, probably as the defensive end version to Joe Thomas for the Cleveland Browns. That's just who Myles has been. And the other thing is everything else that Myles does, standing within the city and the community and everything Myles does, it's a slam dunk number one pick. You want this guy to come in and be a star player. You want him to be a face of the franchise, a face of the city, a face of the community. All has been done. Now, the funniest thing is this, if you went back to when this Barry Stefanski regime started in 2020, one of the first moves they made as soon as free agency opened was they signed Austin Hooper. They weren't necessarily sure where they were at with David Njoku. As 2020 went on, they started to realize that the guy that was already in town was the guy. They weren't necessarily sure. And now David, and to his credit, David has worked so much harder at becoming a better blocker, a better overall tight end, somebody that doesn't necessarily have to leave the field. And then last year, when it came time and you lost your starting quarterback and you were revolving door at quarterback, and where they always say the quarterback's best friend is a tight end, he found a way to step up and become the best version of himself, certainly the best year of his career. And they were defining moments. That Jet Thursday night game where Amari Cooper, we all saw, 45 minutes before the game, basically said, I ain't got it today. Somebody had to go out there and be the guy that day. And David Njoku went out there, embraced it. And we're not even talking about what he went through with the personal injury, the burn, and how he even found a way from whatever happened Friday night in his backyard to actually suit up and play in a football game that Sunday. David Njoku's really become another pillar of this franchise. Great personality. People, the community, they ask, they call, David and he will show up for anything. The Browns have really put together a roster of not only great players, but just great human beings, which, it makes the product a lot easier to cover. When you have guys that are homegrown and have been so community-based, it's really refreshing to get to cover players like David Njoku and most certainly Myles Garrett.